Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Josh and Kelly. We are back on the road, and it's actually Thanksgiving Day.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We are using this opportunity because the roads are pretty bare here where we are, and I'm thinking that most people are going to be in their location, and so not doing much traveling. There'll be some people on the road, but I don't think it's going to be that busy. And it's raining, which is the perfect day for traveling because, when you can't really do much else outside because of the rain, you can always drive to a new location. So that's what we're doing. We are going into the mountains, and hopefully going to be able to hike a little bit later today, and then we'll stay up there. Kelly's going to work tomorrow, so we'll stay up there and let her do some work, and then we might even go for another hike on Saturday before we come back this direction.
Going on a bear hunt.
Well, it is bear hunting season, so but that just usually means we won't see any because they'll be harassed and they'll be, long away from people. So anyway, that's what we're doing. So we'll show you the trip as we go. So I was told in no uncertain terms that we could not start this day unless Kelly got herself a little special treat to drink. So we are here at Starbucks. Kelly's gone inside because, as anybody who's watched this channel for a while will know, we do not fit in drive-thrus. So that little roof there is too low for us. And so because of that, we always have to run in. So we park and one of us runs in. In this case, Kelly ran in. So she's in there now getting a coffee of some sort, of some description. I'm sure it's going to be sweet and probably colorful, but so it is. All I know is this had better be a magnificent coffee because, like my other passenger princess here, it's raining, and Kelly does not like the rain either. So to go out in this rain to get this is quite long. It must be slow service inside. It better be a good coffee. That's all I'm saying. There she finally comes. In the rain, so it better be good. What'd you get there, Kelly?
Gingerbread latte.
Ooh.
It was the longest I've ever waited for a cup of coffee. It was so busy. I actually just asked him, did my order go through? Because I thought maybe it got lost, but the line here is crazy.
Yeah. All right. So we're all set now. We can actually travel.
Happy Thanksgiving to me.
We've stopped on the way if you can't tell. But we're hungry. And we didn't actually have to buy anything because we came prepared. We got it yesterday. What are we having, Kelly?
A Bobby. It's Thanksgiving dinner and a bun and a roll.
Yeah, basically it's a sub of Thanksgiving. So it's got turkey, stuffing, and cranberry sauce on a roll. It's a little different. For those of you who aren't from the East Coast like this to know what a Bobby is, but yeah. And this one
It's humongous.
is a big one. Like 18 inches or something. It's big. Big. But it should be super tasty.
Should I turn the camera around to show them our view? Or just...
Let me show them here.
Oh.
So that's kind of, you can just see it in there. All the cranberry and turkey and stuffing hanging out of it. It's yummy. Yummy, yummy. I'm going to get a plate because it'll be a little bit messy. While I'm getting a plate, Kelly's going to show you the view that we found in Amish country here.
Should I do the reverse or
Sure.
just turn the camera?
Yeah,
Just pulled over. There's a big farm up to the left, and then just open land. It's pretty. It's peaceful here in Lancaster County. Sophie's being lapdog as usual. It doesn't even fit on the plate.
That's only half of it.
My half, yummy. Sophie's not gonna let me eat it. Poor little girl.
Yes, it should be interesting trying to eat around her.
She She's used to me sharing everything with her, but she's gotta let me.
You might have to come back here and eat it.
Yeah, I might. I love you, girl, but I'm afraid I'm gonna drop it too.
Yeah. Oh gosh, she's going to my seat. She thinks if she sits in my seat, she might have a better angle for getting it. It has nothing to do with anything else other than a better angle to get food. Right? That's all you want.
We'll share, don't worry.
We'll get you some. But not much.
You gave me half.
What you can. Cheers.
Pretty even.
Yum.
I'm glad.
That stuffing. That's tasty.
She is following some sort of scent. We just got up here. It's getting dark so quickly. And you can see her flashing up there.
So we're out here taking a walk. It's pretty much gotten dark, as you can see. And there's Kelly, that shadow among the shadows here. We wouldn't see her at all if it wasn't for the snow behind you creating the background. But it's like it's starting to snow or sleet or something. We can just kind of feel it. It's not rain. We can kind of feel some, lightness on the hands. So.
Get on my face and glasses.
Yeah, interesting. I'll see if we can't film it with some light and get a better result. So Kelly tried to beat So Finn there. so we could get prepared to get her all cleaned and dried, but she went barreling in, so we had a quick whip out the towel and get her tried to, or at least try and get her to dry off. So, but even in this light, you still can't see the little snowflakes coming down. It's just a really, really light flurry, but it's all right. What's the time for now?
What's that?
So what's the time for now?
A tea and some pie?
Ooh, a cup of tea and some blueberry pie sounds like it is just the go. I'm going to dish us up some pie, but I'm not as extravagant about this as Kelly is. Kelly's got a pie server stashed away in here in one of these drawers somewhere that she always tends to get out when we do pie. I'm just going to use a knife. So if that offends you, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. And I'm going to put this in the sink to cut it so that all the crumbs and everything else don't go everywhere. Trying to be smart. So the water is on. Look at it. You look, oh, there's a lot of crumbs that came out of that box that are now in the sink. So I think that was a good choice. Okay, Miss Kelly, you tell me the size. Like this?
No.
Like this?
A little more.
Like this?
Yes.
Just half the pie?
Yes.
You want just half of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my.
That's huge.
It's not that big. This isn't really a big pie.
I always say that, right? And then I eat the whole thing.
You always say that.
Oh,
You
don't
take
give
like
me
2
stuff.
bites and you look at mine, you're like, yours is so big, and then you're like, oh, 3 bites and it's done. I'm like, yeah. 'Cause this is not a very big pie. This is a pretty small pie.
We're only missing the whipped cream. I'm a little sad about that.
Yes.
I'll get over it.
I got into trouble about that. How could I pick up a pie without whipped cream too?
You're out of practice. We haven't had whipped cream.
Evidently. Sorry. Because I don't usually have whipped cream in my pie, so it's not the first thing that my mind goes to. I should be looking out for Kelly, and I forgot. I admit that. I did. I think I got the pie, we're good, but whipped cream, I'll have to get it next time.
Now you will eat the rest of that.
Now, that's a slice of pie.
It's yummy.
So Kelly's got the tea back there on the shelf. How's your tea? What kind of tea is it?
Rooibos. It's a dark red tea from Africa.
So she's drinking rooibos with her blueberry pie. And I am drinking English breakfast with my blueberry pie. And between us, we're going to have a lovely dessert. Somebody else would like to get in on it too. She's eyeing it up. But she's already eaten, so she doesn't actually need more. No matter how cute you look, you still don't need any more pie. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
We had a lovely dessert last night and finished that and went to bed just about. But it snowed overnight. Not much. It's only about an inch or so, but it also got cold. Well below freezing, and they're saying like the feel like temperature is like 23, which is not a problem in the van. Like we're toasty in here, no issue. What concerns me a little bit is underfoot, because everything was wet yesterday and the snow was a wet snow yesterday. That wetness froze last night, which turned into ice. So I just went out and walked a little bit on the roads, and they seem okay. It didn't seem too slippery. The fresh snow on top of it may actually be a help to give us some traction on the ice. But because of that, we are going to drive down the mountain at the moment to the lake and go to the park office because they have heated bathrooms. So we're going to head down there, see what the mountain roads are like, especially getting off, and the trip down will tell me how slippery it is for coming up later if we need to. If not, we'll probably just stay down by the lake and let Kelly work from down there as opposed to come back up here. I mean, I'd like to come back up here, but I'm not gonna be dangerous about it if the road's really icy, because that road is quite steep in places. And I was up here a couple of years ago with my brother, and he had an all-wheel drive and still slid off the road. Thankfully, he didn't slide to the precipice side. He slid to the inside into the ditch, but nonetheless, he had to be towed out. So, my preference is not to do that. So we're going to judge everything on the way down to see what it's like in terms of how slippery it is, and then from there make a decision on whether we come back up or stay down. So we will show you some of this drive down so you get an idea of what the roads are actually like.
I like to have my coffee.
Just easing out onto them so we don't get stuck spinning. So you can see my footprints here.
I see.
I went down to here. She was already back at the van.
That's as far as you went?
Yeah, and she was already back at the van.
Did she do anything?
Yeah, she did whatever she needed to do. We are down the mountain with no trouble, and I think we'll be able to get back up well when we need to. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So down here, the sun's not even up yet. You can see there in the distance the sky's just getting light. But yeah, it's a beautiful morning. So we've had a bit of snow, and I'm going to try and clear some of it, but the main thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and clear the Starlink antenna, because it has a snow melt feature, and I know all of you are going to tell me, there's snow melt, why don't you just use that? Because that uses power, and if I can do it manually, that saves us a bunch of power. If we had unlimited power, by all means, I could just use snow melt. But we don't have unlimited power, so I'm doing it the smart way. I'm trying to do it manually. If I can't do it manually, if I can't reach it, then I'll do it via the actual electronic means. But we'll try it without it. So I gotta climb up to there. I'm gonna try and do it without a ladder. Here we go.
We don't really know how much power it will take right now because we haven't tried it yet, right?
But the issue is, I don't think I'm going to be able to reach it. We don't have anything to hold on to, because that is a little bit too far away to reach. So,
You'd have to pull the ladder out.
the ladder would be one way, or try to reach from across the other side, step up there and reach across. But I have a better way. I have a much better way. And it's probably going to be more entertaining. So bear with us a minute and we'll show you. Are you ready? Step up.
fine sweep.
How much higher do you need to go?
High, a little bit higher so we can see the sun.
Can you step on my shoulder? Your right foot on my left shoulder. Yep. Step. Got it? Alright, I got it. Step down into it. Ready? I'm gonna squat.
Oh my god, I can't believe that worked.
That's being smart.
There-
Energy efficient.
There's a little bit frozen to the top, but the layer of snow I got off.
All right.
Did that hurt your shoulder?
No. You're so light, you're so wee. It's no problem.
I had no idea it was going to involve me standing on his
I didn't
shoulder.
either, but we went to plan C and it worked.
Oh.
All right, so we're doing something different today. I have here an extension cord, which I'm going to open up, a brand new one. And we prepared for extremely low battery by buying the Jackery as our emergency backup. And so what we're going to do is we're going to test that today. We're going to run the Starlink and Kelly's computers and everything off of it today for her for work, just to see what its usage is like, because we have never had to use it before. We're going to see how much it takes and all that. So the other week, I rewired some of the Starlink and all that so we can set it up for an emergency transfer over to the Jackery, which is what we're doing this morning. So I'm going to show you that. All right, so under our sink in the toe kick space, we have a compartment. It's not an emergency compartment, but it's a compartment. And in here is where I have run the wires for the Starlink. So I unplug them.
I just want to add that was not an easy task.
No, it was not an easy
We were
task.
climbing in under there, under the that one big drawer we have in front of them.
All right, so I plug Starlink in. I'm gonna try and put this toe kick back into place as much as I can, just so it's out the way. And then this runs over here. I'm gonna plug it in over here to the Jackery. So it is plugged in. I am going to turn. Let me turn this Jackery so you can see it. All right, so I am going to power on the Jackery. It says it's at 100%, and I'm going to power on the AC, and that will turn on.
Oh, I heard the inverter.
It's not the inverter.
Oh.
That was the Starlink. It's the only thing that's on. So it's pulling. At the moment, at first startup, it was pulling almost 20. It went up to 19 watts. You can see right here, 19 watts. So it's pulling that as an initial, which is not bad at all. So I'm going to let that start up. And while that's going, I'm going to pull this here, which is Kelly's power for her computer and all that. And then I'm going to plug that in here, and that will give her power for what she needs today. But let me see if this settles down at all first. Let's check its wattage. Alright, it's starting up. Now it's doing 135 watts. We'll drop down to 80. Alright, it's doing its thing. It's starting up. And Kelly's now plugged in. Run this wire a little bit underneath there so it's not quite such a trip hazard if I can, but and that's it. That's the emergency changeover. We just changed all the power for her computer and all the power for the Starlink over to the Jackery, and we're not running off the van at all. So we'll see how that goes today.
All right, Kelly's just hit the power for hers. So her computers are coming up running. She looks like a little elven queen here today.
This is our first time being out of our own investment.
She's got her little slippers on, keep her little tooties warm. She's all comfy in her leggings and everything. Got a little beanie. She's all set for today. Though it's pretty warm in here at the moment. The thermometer says that it is 71. So the bottom number there, 71, bottom left, is the temperature in here. So it's pretty warm. It's pretty toasty. And yeah, she's getting everything.
This is my
all
first
set.
experience in a different environment and trying the
Yeah.
batteries. So
Yeah, so-
working outside in nature, kind of.
Yeah, it's all good.
So Kelly's behind me working, but this is the view out the front at the moment. Not only the lake, but the snow coming down.
That's the thing. That's why I never.
It's really starting to come down. Don't really expect much to stick or to accumulate, but that's nice. It's really swirling around out there and coming down quite nicely. See it against the hillside over there. You can make out the top. It's not too heavy, but when you start looking down the lake, the ridges kind of disappear pretty quickly down there. So it's heavy enough to make them obscured. And right out here, there's a ridge here. We can't see it at all. So yeah, it's coming down.
So this is our lunch. I made some soup, some lovely warm soup, and a sandwich. And that's Kelly's sandwich, which is mostly gone. And her soup. This is butternut squash soup,
Easy for you to say.
evidently.
The wind is howling out there.
Mm-hmm. So I went for a walk earlier when it wasn't howling. And then after we're done, Kelly and I are thinking about going for another walk, but it's just starting to snow again. You can see it out there. And it's blowing. If you walk out the side here, I don't know if you can see, the camera's picking it up, but it's literally blowing horizontal. Absolutely horizontal. So, yeah, I'll have to let this little snow shower pass, I think, before we head out. It's just literally just blowing horizontal through there. So,
Not a fan of the cold weather, as you know. That'll I remember.
yeah. Once this wind dies down from this snow shower, then it'll be fine.
But I
Because it was lovely when I was out there earlier. Snowf and I had a great walk. She's obviously ready to go again. Look at that. She's like, oh,
I
you're
like
putting
to
your
get
shoes
up
on?
and stretch though, so it'll be good
Yeah.
during my lunch break to go for a walk.
Yeah. All right. So
thank
we'll
you.
finish lunch and then we'll go for a walk. So we are sitting here and another snow squall has come through. So much so that the wind's really picked up. And there are whitecaps out there on the lake. Like that lake is normally like, you know, a mill pond still. But it's not. It's really blowing out the front there. Really blowing. But we are all safe and happy in here. Kelly's back there working. And behind her is Soph. All happy and warm. So
That's just gonna come down.
we're here and, you know, enjoying this from the warmth inside.
Is this going to be a blooper, or are you trying to show them what real van life is? We just did a mock shower in the heated bathroom, standing up with the washcloth, because we have no shower, which is rare for us to miss. And look at us, digging into peanut butter and jelly on a cracker, because we're...
Peanut butter and jelly on a cracker, and we've got cottage cheese, which we mixed a little bit of jam in there because we tried mixing. We brought out our blueberries, and they were like 2 weeks past due. We brought out our raspberries, and they were green. So we decided to put jam in there instead, and it's actually quite a nice combination. Thank you very much. It tastes very good. And so there's crackers with peanut butter and jam on them. Everybody thinks so. Even this one, she's getting her fair share. She's like, yeah, I'm all for that. Bring on the peanut butter. Must be stuck on the roof of her mouth the way she's looking at it. Oh, it was inside of her jowls. Oh, it's down the bottom there, so if you gotta get that. It's on the floor.
Yeah, these are sparse rations we have right now.
They are still very tasty, and we had a very nice shower in the bathroom in the sink. I got my head under there. I got my hair washed and everything. No problem at all. So it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. And right now we are sitting waiting for our Jackery, which you can just see out there. They had a PowerPoint outside. I'm like, plug that in. We're recharging it, and probably, my guess is in probably another 15 minutes, it's gonna be fully charged. By the time we're done here and clean up, it's gonna be fully charged, and we'll stick it in the back, ready for the next day. That's how I like to do things. Use it, but charge it again right away if you can. Which we just happen to be able to do that right now, so we're doing it. But first, we're gonna get more of this in us because this is quite tasty. It's probably not the healthiest meal in the world. But you know what? It's all right. We'll cope with that, won't we?
That's good.
But it's black night out there. Really dark. So as you've seen, we've made it up the hill on top. The roads got progressively worse. To the end, they were quite, that one little downhill section was quite icy. We went really slow over that just to make sure we not have too much momentum. But we're good. We're back in the same spot we were last night. And yeah, we're settling in for the night. So tomorrow, I don't know, we will see what tomorrow holds when we get there. But for now, good night.
Good night.
Well, good morning. We are getting ready to go for our morning walk. We slept in, and it's cold out, so we're putting Sophie's jacket on her. And she's not happy. She doesn't like her jacket. Look at that face. Look at that face. That's not the face of a happy dog. But we need to, because how cold is it out there, Kelly?
16 degrees.
It's 16 degrees at the moment, so we're gonna need to keep her in something warm. So
We ran the heater the entire night, and this morning when we got up, it was only 58 in here. It's up to 60 now. We just turned the van engine on to get our battery up a little bit so I can
Yep.
make coffee. She pulled all the snaps out of the curtain, didn't you?
I'm gonna redo this.
That face. You'll be happy. It's cold out there. This ground's frozen.
It's super cold.
Oh,
Take her away.
look at her walking. I don't think she's gonna last long with those paws. So yesterday my French press coffee thing fell out of the cabinet back here. Went to get in there for something else and it fell and it cracked and broke. So today I just boiled some water and this is what I'm going to try to do. I put some coffee grounds in this cup. I'm going to see if I can let it brew in here, and then I'm going to try to pour it over a paper towel and just kind of filter it into another cup and see if I can get some coffee today. We shall see. I can't do it and film at the same time. Let's see.
We are back in the van. And Kelly's trying to make coffee a different way because her
I let them know that.
her coffee French press is broken. Yes, I did it. Well, it fell out the cupboard when we opened it, but I didn't secure it well enough in there, and so it cracked. But do that again. People didn't see it. It wasn't on camera. I was looking at what you were pouring there. Give me the look again. Yeah. She's not very happy. So I haven't to improvise on how she makes her coffee this morning because this girl can't go without her coffee. So we've got a paper towel acting as a filter. She's pouring coffee, grounds and all, from one insulated mug to the next.
But it was Good Friday, or Black Friday yesterday, so we did find
a good replacement.
Yes.
Actually, it's an even better replacement because it's not glass. It's not going to break. It's actually an insulated French press.
So once you press it inside, you can take the press out, and then it comes with another lid. You can just drink right out of that insulated cup, which would be nice.
So yeah. Anyway, it was a blessing in disguise, but that doesn't make this girl any happier today.
Look at that! There's only like an inch of coffee.
There's not much coffee. How much of that did you spill?
I think a lot.
Yeah, evidently. All right, so we're out, walking across the ice here to have a look at this view this morning. So up here where we are, top of the mountain, there's obviously snow. But down in the valleys, there isn't. Oops, sorry, that was just me slipping on the ice. Down in the valleys, there isn't. And you can kind of see the snow line on the hills. I'll show it to you up here when we get a better view of it. So if you look over here, you can see right here, kind of the snow line on the hills. And below that, there's no snow. And where we were yesterday, for Kelly to work, was down there. And there's no snow down there either. But I guess it doesn't take very long for there to be snow in terms of the height. And but yeah, it's beautiful, nice landscape. It's a little bit of a gray morning. There's supposed to be more snow showers today, I think. But looking at this snow here, in these footprints that have really been windswept, they must have had some really winds up here yesterday. We had some yesterday down below as well. If you remember, a couple of times I showed you looking out the window, it was really, really blowing a gale. I mean, like everything was just completely sideways. And I think that may have happened up here too. So, but here we are. Beautiful morning. We have a hunter who joined us. He's off in the woods somewhere hunting, but parked his vehicle here. So I just walked slowly down the road, but we're not going to go very far. I found a different place to hike this morning, but yeah. So Kelly's trying to have her coffee. I think she's going to feed Soph, and then we're gonna head off and find a better place where we can hike, hopefully without any hunters nearby. So I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I just prefer to be away from it if I can. So yeah, good morning. So there's Kelly. Doesn't matter what the weather, how cold it is, she's got to clean.
It's a wee space, and it gets dirty, especially with all this.
Yeah.
Look how dirty the van is.
And then look right behind her head. There's somebody who doesn't want to come out. She's like, it's too cold, which is unusual for her. She's an outside kind of dog. She loves being out, but it's too cold out here, and she knows it. So she's like, yeah, I'll just stay right in here. So
I got the idea to put it on the one with the coffee and see if it would help control all the.
This is coffee take 2.
Look, it's working.
Is
much
it working?
Way better.
All right. So you're going to get enough coffee?
Well, I kind of regret now because I heated up more water, but I didn't do like the whole thing. But I wanted more than 2 sips, so I guess I'll get 4 sips now at least.
Well, that's something.
It might prevent me from getting a migraine at least.
That's something. So, all right, let's have a look.
Yeah, you're getting another couple of sips out of it. And this one, she's like, just keep me in the warm. So she's sitting back there where the heat comes right up over the lip of the bed, getting warm. She did not want to go back out again.
She still has that look on her face, like.
Yeah. Yep.
I just whispered in her ear and told her this going to the cold wasn't my idea. Just so you know, she stays mad at you and not me.
All right, now that we are down the hill, we are going to take ourselves off for a short walk. And then we have a little bit of a unique experience that's happening today. What's that unique experience, Kelly?
I don't know. Driving to meet up with John?
We are going to my friend John's daughter's house because her father-in-law is actually building out, he's retired, and he's building out a transit van. And he wants to talk to us. So we're going to go and show him the van and, you know, try and help him to learn from our mistakes. So we've never really done that before. With somebody who's actually building out the transit. So that'll be unique. That'll be fun. It may be cold, but once she gets out here, she's got energy. She's running off again, doing her usual thing. She loves it out here, even though it is cold. And we're down here below the real snow line from yesterday. So as you can see, there's a couple of really, really light patches, but for the most part, there's no snow on the ground. And that helps keep her feet warm. She prefers that. So she's a little more energetic because of it for this little walk. We stopped and somebody's running back, making sure we're okay. Hi, girl. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for coming back and checking on us. Let's go again. Let's go again. Daddy was just filming this creek just down this little bit here. It's nice. You can just hear it rumble around there in the background. All right, we are off. We are getting ourselves settled and organized. Last little pit stop at the toilets. We are heading off now to go and see our friend John at his daughter's place and the daughter's father-in-law, so we can hopefully help them on their way with their own build-out. But we have done ourselves a little bit of a quick clean up and tidy up and all that, with doing the floors again and cleaning things, and we haven't quite latched all the drawers yet, as you can see. Which happens all the time, actually, unfortunately. There's always something, we'll forget a drawer or forget the door into the sink and it'll flop open. Now thankfully this drawer, the door into the sink, I can actually reach if I really, really stretch back that way while we're driving. But if it was one of the other drawers, out of the cabinets, nope, can't reach them. Then I've either got to stop it from on my own, or if Kelly's here, she's got to go back and get them. So, but I think I hear all the latches being done back there. I think we're going to be good for this trip, and we are heading out, and I'll show you some of the spectacular scenery as we go. Here we are departing out along the lake, and that ridge in the background is where we were last night. We were up on top of that ridge last night and this morning. We're down here by the lake. It's a beautiful lake. As we head out, and the sun is shining this morning. It's a beautiful morning. It's crisp. It's warmed up considerably. It's 25 degrees now. So it's a lot warmer than it was when we first got up. All right, as we come down this road, the creek is on our right-hand side, and just up in the distance, that shed there, that big shed with the big doors on it, that's actually my cousin's place. It's their kind of, I guess their holiday home, you might call it, here on the water. I don't think they're in there at the moment. We saw them at the funeral, and but yeah, this is their place right here. It's this nice little wee house on the water. There's a, you know, the creek is literally right behind there, so it's nice. But they're not in, so we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going on down the road, and get to our destination. So I had to show you this. If I can get that low enough, you can see Kelly's sitting here trying to read, and Sophie's literally got her head on the Bible so she can't read it. She's like, oh, that's a comfortable pillow. I'm just going to stay right there.
Water's so rough.
On the main road, the creek we were following has dumped into the Susquehanna, the western branch, I believe it is. And yes, west branch of the Susquehanna River. There's a sign for it. And so we are heading across the bridge here. Just see it out to the side there. Moving along. Next stop is going to be in Lock Haven for some fuel.
In case you were worried, I did get coffee as we stopped to get gas. It felt okay, but I was like, they had a dark roast because a lot of times, you know, if I don't make it, it's never strong enough. So it's not bad.
There you go. She's got a coffee. She'll be.
I can smile again.
Your destination is on the right.
Which one? Can't really see that faces the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Hey!
There we are. Now we can see ourselves better. Hello. Yeah. We just were at friend John's daughter's house and met with the father-in-law, and that went fine. Talked about our build, their build, you know, some of the commonalities, things that they're looking at or not looking at. Interesting because they're doing some things different from what we're doing, although they're using some of the same resources to build. We used a website by a couple of engineers called the Far Out Ride, and they're using the same thing. But they're doing things like propane that we decided not to do. We went all electric. They're using propane. They don't have the extended version of the van like we do. Although they said they wanted it, they ordered it, but the wrong van came. So anyway, they're further along than we had anticipated. I was thinking initially, from what John was saying, that they've been just starting. But from talking to them, they're like probably 3/4 of the way done. So, but it's just interesting still to talk things through and look at what they were doing and how they were doing it. So, yeah, it's always good to meet other van people and share ideas and, you know, talk about the things you've learned along the way. So, we have done that. We are back on the road now, heading home.
In a quarter mile, continue straight onto Pennsylvania 73 West.
We're probably going to actually stop and see my dad on the way, just to see how he's going, and also maybe grab a quick shower at his house before we head back to our hometown and everything. So yeah, that's kind of our plans. But we've had a very interesting kind of weekend.
73 West.
It's been cold up in the mountains and all that, and you know, it's been a nice change in that sense. But we've done a fair bit. And yeah, we appreciate you coming along and sharing it with us. And hopefully, this will be us being able to kind of really get back onto the swing of things now, in terms of making
In a quarter
videos and all
mile,
that.
turn left onto Militia Hill Road, State Route
And,
3005.
Yeah, so thanks again for coming along.
Thank you.
We'll see you out there.
See you out there.